Hey, what's up guys, TechTine here, and this is the T30 Pro, and I've had this tablet for over a month now, and if you're in the market for kind of an all-in-one Android tablet slash PC, then this is definitely a tablet that you need to be looking at. And the starting price of this tablet here is going to be around $299. I'll leave a link in the description below, but basically this is brought to you by a company known as DOOGEE. And the way that I want to break down kind of this review is by looking into the design, the display, the performance, camera, kinda, but overall kind of what this tablet means in the Android world. Okay, so basically let's talk about the design first. And this time around, DOOGEE, what they decided to do is kind of blend basically kind of technology and aesthetics at the same time. So they use two kind of materials in the design in the back of the tablet. So one is this smooth metal design, and the other one is kind of this surfaced material that allows you to grip the tablet just much better. So it does have this kind of texture to it and helps with the grip. If you're holding the tablet with one hand, you can just use that side to do it, and it provides a really nice grip. In addition to all of that, as far as the thickness, this tablet is only 7.6 millimeter thick, and it only weighs 543 grams. So very light, very kind of intuitive design if you want to take it on the go pretty much anywhere you want. So that's definitely a thumbs up in my book. And it comes in three different colors: ice blue, mint green, as well as space gray. And if you look at the right hand side of the tablet, you also get these connectors to connect accessories such as your keyboard, which we will take a look at also later on. And as far as the speaker quality, we'll talk about that as well later on, but it does provide you with quad speakers, two speakers at the top and two speakers at the bottom, accompanied by USB-C, your SIM tool, as well as a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So that's definitely already kind of, you get a lot for this kind of thin and light Android tablet. The back does have a camera with, well, dual camera sensor, and it looks nice as far as the design goes, but the quality is meh. It's mid at best, but it's a tablet at the end of the day, mainly will not be used for taking pictures. At least that's what I hope. As far as the display goes, here's the story behind it. So you do have kind of a 2.5, what they say is a 2.5K display, but the actual spec is this. So it's 2560 by 1600 and an 11-inch kind of display, and it does use IPS LCD panel. Listen, as far as the quality of the panel, it's mid. It's not really that good in my opinion. The resolution is there, don't get me wrong, so it's very high resolution, but it's just not that bright. And that's where kind of the biggest flaw in the display is. Meaning that if you take it out and about in direct sunlight or even non-direct sunlight in some scenarios, it's very reflective and just not that bright, which in my opinion just doesn't give me that good of an experience as far as the display. However, if you like to use it in like kind of your office, your personal office, or at home where you can control the lighting and not a lot of sunlight is there, then you'll be fine. If you use it in like an office setting, for example, you'll be more than fine. Actually, I've tried it and it worked really well in that regard. But as far as, you know, the brightness, this is where it kind of gets its biggest letdown. I just wish it was just better lit. Alright, so next up, let's discuss the performance, and trust me, this tablet has a lot of it for its price point. So first of all, it is an octa-core MediaTek chip based on a 6nm architecture, and it's the MT8781 Helio G99. Boy, that's a mouthful. But two of the cores are clocked at 2.2 gigahertz, and six of the cores are clocked at 2 gigahertz. And as far as the GPU goes, it does use the Mali G57MC2 GPU, which kind of falls between the mid-range kind of specs, right? However, here's where things get a little bit different. So you do have standard 256 gigabytes of storage and support for your SD card up to 1 terabyte, and it does come standard with kind of 8 gigabytes of RAM and what they call virtual RAM. So total of 15 gigabytes of RAM. Now, what virtual RAM means, and I actually had to do some research on it. So virtual RAM is basically a technique in which small portion of the internal storage is set aside and added to the RAM of the device when needed, right? So if you're using the RAM heavily and you need more than 8 gigabytes, then that's where the virtual RAM would come in. Hopefully with 8 gigs of RAM standard, I don't see a lot of people needing it, but if you do, it's there. And it works decently well from my experience. Okay, in addition to all of that, You also get the addition of a nicely sized 8850 milliamp hour battery, and the battery life and standby mode in general on this tablet has been nothing short of excellent. So battery here is no problem at all. The efficiency and the battery management on this tablet is really good, so it definitely gets a thumbs up from me in that regard. Now as far as your daily tasks and things like that, the animation in this tablet in general has been sped up. So everything that you open, from apps to your multitasking to your note app to your Google app, things, even your messaging, it just does it really quick and really efficient. So it's a very fast tablet overall. So as far as your quad speaker, they are good, but they're not perfect. I'm going to talk about their flaws, but here, take a listen to them real quickly, and then I'll come back and discuss the flaws with you. So as you guys listened, while the speakers do get fairly loud for quad speaker setup, attention. So in this comparison, we're going to be talking about the design, the build quality, the camera specs, and also rounded up in a whole conclusion. And I will tell you guys which phone I would personally buy. So let's start with the design and begin with the Galaxy S21 FE. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not the most premium materials, like I said. However, it's not necessarily a bad thing. As far as your port selection goes, the sound quality in general is mid at best. So it's not really the greatest sound quality that I've ever heard in a tablet. Even though it's really loud, don't get me wrong, it's very loud. It's just not perfect when it comes to sound quality. It's mid. In some scenarios, when it comes to listening to music, I don't know if it hits the spot the same. So definitely keep that in mind, but you do get the addition of a headphone jack if you're using this tablet for studio usage or in your office. Okay, so next in the conversation is the accessories that you can get with this tablet. So you have the addition of two main accessories. One is the keyboard attachment. The second accessory would be a stylo pen, or a stylus. Basically, the keyboard attachment is kind of a $50 addition, which kind of brings your total up to around 350, and the stylus I believe is like 20 bucks, so around 370. It does come with a stylus in the box though, so that's additional thumbs up in my opinion. It comes with a lot of things in the box, like a case and a stylus. The stylus can be used as a regular pen, and it's not really the greatest stylus that comes in the box, but the first party stylus that they do sell separately is actually really fairly good. So it does what it's supposed to. It's not perfect by any means. It's no Apple Pencil, but it does the job fairly well. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Okay, so beginning with the keyboard attachment, the keyboard, like I said, is around 50 to 60 bucks, depending on what promos that they're offering. And in general, it's a really good and easy to connect keyboard. As soon as you put it in a slot that it's supposed to be, where the connectors are at, it connects really almost instantly. And you get the addition of also this kind of mouse pad, so you do get a cursor in the tablet, and it's not like the Apple cursor that you get or the OnePlus cursor that you get on their tablets. It's actually a real genuine cursor, so you can think of this as kind of a Chromebook at this point. And when it comes to just using it in general, and the software on here actually works really well with this cursor. So you can click on anything that you need to click on, scroll just like you would on a regular PC, watch content, do research, things of that nature. It works really well. And the stylus is kind of, I see it as a way to, I wouldn't use it to kind of draw or do anything crazy artistic like that, but I do see it as something that you can use to sign documents, scroll between articles, and kind of do research where you can just copy and paste words here and there. So from that perspective, it actually works really well. And like I said, for office use, this tablet worked really well. And hey, let's just say that you're in the office and you want to play a little game, you can do that just because this tablet also has that type of power. So playing games on here felt really good, and that kind of ties into the performance aspect of this review. It actually works really good. I enjoyed playing games on this tablet, and while I didn't really play a lot of games, the games that I did play using the keyboard and the trackpad, they worked really well. So definitely give a thumbs up for kind of the experience when it came to this overall tablet. Now here's my conclusion, and listen to this carefully. If you look at something like an iPad, a regular iPad, doesn't even need to be an iPad Pro, the price of the iPad when you add in the accessories is kind of double, if not triple, the price of this tablet. Even if you look at the OnePlus tablet, it still is nearly double, again, if not triple, the price of this tablet. So you can think of this as kind of a budget 3-in-1 device for the Android user. Not necessarily the iOS user, but for the Android user, you can basically use this tablet for any of your tasks. And I enjoyed the experience overall. My only thing that was a letdown, realistically, is the display. I just wish it was brighter. I don't know if the fact that they had to get that certification for the blue light, they had to dim down the display or whatever they had to do. It's just the display did not cut it for me as far as brightness, which brings it down in points. But overall, as a device, it definitely gets a thumbs up from me, and I enjoyed using it. So if you're interested, a link will be in the description below. Check it out and let me know what you think, if you have the tablet or you plan on getting the tablet, or just your thoughts in general. My comment section is already open for you guys. I appreciate the support and thank you all so much for watching.